Foreign Relations Committee will come to order. Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us today. Before we get to the regular work of the committee, I want to take a moment to recognize an important day in history. It is a day that we are blessed to have Senator Risch in our lives. It's his birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday, Mr. Ranking Member.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm honored you would take time to do this. When you get to this many, it's kind of like every other day, But I'm blessed. My successor governor has the same birthday I do, and however, he was much older than I am. He was born in 1942, and he says, "Happy birthday, my friend. 80 really doesn't feel that bad." And I said, I'll keep that in mind when and if I get there. Seriously, looking back, neither one of us can complain about the hand we were dealt. And he says, God's got a crush on both of us. We're blessed. And I said, amen. And that's exactly where I am. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much. Happy birthday. Many more healthy and happy ones. It's refreshing to have the department's engagement on partnership as we look forward towards putting together this year's State Department authorization bill. As you know, last December, Congress passed the first state authorization bill in nearly 2 decades. It was not an easy task. And I want to commend the ranking member and his staff for partnering in that process. It was a truly bipartisan accomplishment, supported by nearly every member on the committee, and I look forward to replicating that this year. The American people and our nation's foreign policy benefit when we can work together. As we have discussed before, when Secretary Blinken, you, and other senior officials took your positions last year, you inherited a damaged, neglected, and underfunded department. Morale was low, the expertise needed for successful, effective diplomacy was leaving, the pipeline of new Foreign Service officers was languishing, critical bureaus had been gutted. Our ability to promote and protect our interests and our values had been decimated. As recent world events have reminded us, we need our diplomats and development professionals on the ground to advance our national interests, to counter Russia and China, to support threatened democracies, and to strengthen alliances. These are not abstract priorities, they matter. When we have a strong presence in place, the United States and the world is better for it. So I very much appreciate the efforts now underway to address years of underinvestment, restoring and rebuilding critical bureaus, creating new offices like the Cyber Bureau. I want to commend the incredible public servants bringing the department up to date to face the challenges of the 21st century, even during the trying times of a global pandemic. In particular, I want to applaud the department's push to modernize and increase diversity, something I have long advocated for. From the shores of Alaska and New Jersey to the ranches of Idaho and the border towns of Detroit, we must draw on America's extraordinary range of backgrounds and perspectives to advance our nation's interests abroad. Naming the first ever Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer was a good start. All Americans should have the opportunity to serve and represent our country on the global stage. A disability should not be an obstacle in accessing or working at our embassies. Adding as many as 200 paid internships beginning this fall semester is another positive step that will remove barriers for students who might not be able to afford working in an unpaid position. I also support the department's forward-looking equity plans, including the announcement of a special representative focused on racial equity. I support consular affairs officers offering passports with inclusive gender markers, and I support diplomats engaging with underrepresented communities worldwide. It is also vital that the department modernize its recruitment process to attract a talented, top-notch workforce. So it's heartening that after years in which applications were declining, now, under your leadership, the department is now on pace for the largest annual hiring of Foreign Service officers in a decade. But it's not enough to simply recruit an incredible workforce. We must also retain it. with professional training, expanded incentives, and modernizing the promotion process. So today, I hope to hear from you on what additional authorities or resources you think the department needs to continue these rebuilding and modernization efforts. I can't promise we will deliver on all your asks. There may be some for which we have different views, but I know that the ranking member and I and all members of this committee are committed to working with you in a constructive manner as we put together and pass into law this year's State Department authorization bill. Let me close by saying the Department of State has come a long way from its humble beginnings when Thomas Jefferson had a staff of 6 and only 2 diplomatic posts. And when the Department of State lives up to its aspirations and the aspirations of the American people, it sets a standard other U.S. government agencies and departments must strive to meet as well. This is a time for action to make sure that the Department of State is aiming for excellence. The administration has been in office for over a year now. The clock is ticking. We can't wait any longer. Congress and this committee are standing by to work with you as a constructive partner. We want to see results. The American people want results, and I believe the future of United States foreign policy depends on it. As Russia's unprovoked war rages in Ukraine and the administration is requesting billions of dollars more in assistance, which I support, but I also look forward to hearing some of the details about our plan going forward, including plans to reopen our diplomatic post there. With that, let me turn to our distinguished ranking member, Senator Risch, for his opening statement.